Did you know that bee pollen contains almost all of the nutrients required by the human body to thrive? That's why the German Federal Board of Health has officially recognized it as a medicine. Bee pollen is wonderful for natural allergy relief and is responsible for the many health benefits of raw honey. It's rich in vitamins, minerals and proteins, which makes it an antibacterial, antifungal and antiviral agent that strengthens the capillaries, reduces inflammation, and stimulates the immune system. Bee pollen shouldn't be confused with other bee products such as honey, royal jelly or honeycomb. These products may not contain pollen or may contain other substances. High antioxidant content protects from free radicals and chronic diseases. Bee pollen is loaded with a wide variety of antioxidants, among them flavonoids, carotenoids, quercetin, camphorol and glutathione. Antioxidants protect your body against potentially harmful molecules called free radicals. Damage by free radicals is linked to chronic diseases such as cancer and type 2 diabetes. Animal and some human studies have shown that bee pollen antioxidants can reduce chronic inflammation, eliminate harmful bacteria, fight infections and combat the growth and spread of tumors. However, bee pollen's antioxidant content also depends on its plant source. Unless a plant source is specifically stated on the label, it can be difficult to determine where your bee pollen came from. May lower heart disease risk factors like high blood lipids and cholesterol. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. Both high blood lipids and high blood cholesterol are linked to an increased risk of heart disease. Interestingly, bee pollen may lower these risk factors. For instance, animal studies have shown that bee pollen extracts can lower blood cholesterol levels, especially bad LDL cholesterol. In people with nearsightedness caused by clogged arteries, bee pollen supplements lowered blood cholesterol levels, which increased their field of vision. Additionally, antioxidants in bee pollen may protect lipids from oxidizing. When lipids oxidize, they can clump together, restricting blood vessels and raising your heart disease risk. May boost liver function and protect your liver from toxic substances. Your liver is a vital organ that breaks down and removes toxins from your blood. Animal studies have found that bee pollen may enhance its detoxifying abilities. In older animals, bee pollen boosted the liver's antioxidant defense and removed more waste products, such as malondialdehyde and urea, from the blood. Other animal studies show that bee pollen antioxidants safeguard the liver against damage from several toxic substances, including drug overdoses. Bee pollen promotes liver healing as well. However, few human studies have assessed bee pollen's effects on liver function. More human studies are needed to establish health recommendations. Bee pollen has been used traditionally to reduce inflammation and swelling. An animal study showed that bee pollen extract reduced swelling of rats' paws by 75%. In fact, its anti-inflammatory effects have been compared to several nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, such as phenylbutazone, indomethacin, analgin and naproxen. Bee pollen packs several compounds that can reduce inflammation and swelling, including the antioxidant quercetin, which lowers the production of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, such as arachidonic acid. Also, plant compounds in bee pollen may suppress biological processes that stimulate the production of inflammatory hormones such as tumor necrosis factor. May help you avoid illness by boosting immunity and killing bacteria. Bee pollen may boost your immune system, helping you avoid illnesses and unwanted reactions. In one study, bee pollen was shown to significantly reduce the activation of mast cells. Mast cells, when activated, release chemicals that trigger an allergic reaction. Also, several test tube studies have confirmed that bee pollen has strong antimicrobial properties. May aid wound healing and prevent infections. Bee pollen has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which may aid your body in wound healing. For instance, animal research found that bee pollen extract was similarly effective at treating burn wounds as silver sulfadiazine, a gold standard in burn treatment, and caused far fewer side effects. Another animal study showed that applying a balm containing bee pollen onto a burn significantly accelerated healing over standard medicines. Bee pollen's antimicrobial properties may also prevent infections, a major risk factor that can compromise the healing process for scrapes, cuts, abrasions and burns. Bee pollen comes in granule or supplement form and is safe for most people. You can purchase it at health stores or from your local beekeeper. The granules can be added to your favorite foods such as breakfast or smoothies. However, people with pollen or bee sting allergies should avoid pollen products, as they may cause symptoms such as itching, swelling, shortness of breath or anaphylaxis. These products may also interact negatively with blood thinners, such as warfarin. Pregnant or lactating women should avoid bee pollen products, as evidence is lacking that they're completely safe for babies.